Alright, as I always say, players need to maximize their opportunities against the bottom feeders, and CJ made sure to do that with a 50 piece to start off the new year. There's always going to be pace in these games, so it's inevitable for bucket getters to go on these ridiculous heaters, and he was basically comfortable getting to his spots the entire night. He was getting quick buckets in transition, and whenever he did have the rock, he got to dance with it off a ball screen, but more times than not, he was just off it, so he was getting most of his within the flow of the offense. Usually when a player gets going early, teams have a tendency to just force feed him immediately, but they had DJ control most of the offense, and there was really none of that for him until the end, so that probably helped him sustain a rhythm, because sometimes chasing does the opposite. I saw Spanulis early, a couple pin downs, some aways, some Iversons, or just playing on the catch one pass away, and some of his buckets even came off some O-boards, so a lot of them were just organic. He just couldn't miss on that right side, especially on the right wing, and all of his points were meaningful, because he helped him start taking control in the third, then basically broke the game open in the fourth as soon as he subbed in. The Wiz finally decided to sell on him down the wire, and unfortunately, he couldn't surpass his career high, but at least the Pels got this performance out of him, because it's probably the only positive of their entire season so far. That was a contrast compared to Ant's 53 against the Pistons, because the Wolves weren't winning this game without stops, so at least he got his, and he was not getting off the rock regardless if he saw two off a screen or if his angles were being shaded. It's obvious he's frustrated with opponents always trying to take him out the game, so every time he had even the slightest daylight, he let that shit go, and he was basically their entire offense in the first half. That forced the Pistons to just outright sell on him the entire third, and he did get off the rock a good amount, so Julius got to eat before all of his runouts. But they still had no answer for Cade the entire night, so it was just an exchange of buckets, and with the others being out of rhythm, Ant just decided to run it up as much as he can. I can understand why he had to have this type of night, because more times than not, he does make the right pass, but he's been having a hard time getting his rhythm back, and he's still finding the balance of using his gravity for the others to eat, while still being aggressive to get his. But all this talk about offense doesn't matter without defense, and that's where this team's real issues lie, because the disconnect is even worse on that side of the ball. Just watch the tape.